Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a specific person-based video talking about your physical reality, so what you're personally experiencing, but in the context of your specific person conforming to what you want. So why are you experiencing hot and cold? Why is your 3D reality kind of up and down and you're not seeing stable, consistent, visible results, and what's going on with your specific person? That's exactly what I'm going to delve into today, give you my advice and feedback, and how to overcome this and deal with it. So yeah, that is going to be the topic for today. And before we jump right into it, I am as always going to pop on screen all my coaching information and all the extra resources you guys can get from me, because if you have any questions about manifesting, then this is all done through my coaching offers. So one thing that I will probably take out is my membership promotion, just because I have an exciting update for that. Everything else will be popped on screen, but I think I am going to introduce a new level, a new membership program. So yeah, I have updated my members on that in the community tab, so do take a look through there if you haven't. And yeah, also this video goes up one day early for members, so you guys are watching right now anyway. I am going to introduce something new for membership. So I've been thinking and working on it for some time now, and probably at the beginning of March is when I plan to launch it. So yeah, keep your eyes out on that. And now let's start the video. The main reason that is you're probably being held back and your specific person is being held back from fully conforming is because you're focusing on the 3D circumstances. You're focusing on what's going on right now, what's going on around you, instead of just on your mindset on, am I putting in the work? Am I thinking consistently? You know, am I focusing on what it is exactly that I want and not letting anything, any spiraling, any wavering, any circumstance stand in my way? So not just, you know, am I wavering? That's okay. But is it, am I letting that be the predominant state I'm in? Am I letting that hold me back and really take that as some kind of fact, you know, an objective truth in your reality? Because if you are, if you think you might answer yes to any of those questions, then you're probably holding yourself back by focusing on what's going on around you, not thinking from the end result, and therefore your specific person can't let go of, you know, doubts or past issues you've had, any circumstances, because you're not letting them. So in order for your specific person to move past, you know, whatever arguments, conversations, or, you know, anything that you think is holding them back from fully committing to you or communicating with you, whatever result it is that you want, you need to let go of those circumstances first. You need to be the one to, with your thoughts, you don't need to emotionally completely let it go, but consciously with your thoughts, to the best of your ability, you do need to let it go. You need to move past it, not overanalyze and question things and constantly think about, you know, oh, this has just shown up. Oh, look at what I'm, you know, what I'm looking at right now in front of me at this party, at this event, at work, you know, whatever it is. Stop looking and analyzing those things. And I know it's easier said than done, but with consistency, any habit can be built up and become a lot easier and simpler. So the way to achieve this is to apply your mental diet. Anytime that old story comes up, and I'm not saying it has to be an old story with your specific person. I know a lot of people say, you know, but I don't know my specific person, you know, so how would I manifest them? Well, it's not about the old story just to do with them. Anything that's the old story, meaning your negative past mindset, your negative past memories, you let go of that, and you do it consciously with your mental diet, with repetition, with consistency. So yes, it does take time to build up, and it's not the easiest or most enjoyable thing to go through, you know, to kind of argue with your own mind, but you need to build up a positive mindset and teach your own mind how to think. So letting go of that old story, letting go of the past issues, mainly with a mental diet, but obviously any consistency will help. In terms of your actual action and then handling the 3D reality when it's right in front of you, I would say don't initiate, don't react. Yeah, basically try and go in with the philosophy of not being reactive. Just be very nonchalant. I guess that's also the philosophy. Be nonchalant and non-reactive, because you don't need to initiate. You don't need to argue with anyone. None of these physical reality actions are going to guarantee a shift. It's not going to conform your own mind. It's not going to change what your SP thinks or believes. If you text them, if you chase after them, if you argue with them, none of those things are going to guarantee a resolution, and certainly not a long-term, you know, resolution and shift in their behavior. So if you have this urge to kind of chase and initiate and get validation from your specific person, I would say hold back from that again. Don't be reactive, just be nonchalant. Go about your day, do what feels natural, and just persist, mainly obviously with your affirmations, but just persist with building up on all the techniques and methods you've been doing to create a positive mindset, thinking from the end results. Because if you are experiencing this hot and cold and kind of going back and forth in your own thoughts, where one day you feel good, the next day you're wavering, it means you're not being consistent, and it's okay, but you just need to get yourself back on track, and then those effects will kind of fade away, and your own mind will conform, which is one of the main things you have to do anyway, because it's all about creating the new beliefs, and beliefs aren't created by thinking things 5 times within a month, right? It's unlikely that for something important, you know, it might be that, oh, you know, you see your neighbor walking down the street, walking their dog constantly because you've seen it a couple times. That is like a very irrelevant assumption. So probably, you know, within a couple of times, you might just believe, oh yeah, they're always walking their dog down the street in front of my house or something, right? That is an example of something where, yes, you can create beliefs and shift things and make assumptions because it's something so irrelevant. No one really cares about something like that, right? So when it comes to your emotional ties and your emotional connection with your specific person, you obviously have a much closer emotional bond. You feel something towards them. It's something important to your life. So it's going to be harder to change your assumptions. It's going to be a little more resistance. Your mind isn't going to think, oh yeah, best case scenario just happens to me. My life always works out seamlessly. Of course, anyone I want would fall in love with me immediately. They're not natural beliefs we would ever have. So in order to build up something kind of adjacent to that or similar to that, in terms of, you know, your SP texting you, chasing you, loving you, committing to you, whatever it might be, you know, even if you just want to manifest a date with them, all these things, they do take time. It's not that you just tell yourself it and then you have no doubt. If you really want your specific person, you have feelings for them, it does take consistency into building up those new beliefs. So having said that, I want to remind you guys to be patient. It does take a bit of time. As I said, it's not going to be 5 times in a month and suddenly, okay, you've got a new belief in your subconscious. That's just how you go about your life, you know, every day. It's not going to be that simple. And that's not to say it would take longer than a month. I'm just using the example of infrequent affirming or infrequent thoughts. They tend to not create assumptions and beliefs. So when you have resistance and you've had hot and cold, and you've kind of had this up and down prolonged experience with your specific person, it is going to take more effort and more time. So just be patient with yourself and keep persisting, because to create those new beliefs, you have to make sure your mindset is not constantly going back and forth. So try not to analyze what's going on, you know, analyzing and delving into the circumstances, trying to, you know, overanalyze and overthink, you know, why did they say this? Why did this happen? Oh, if they haven't texted back, it's because of this. Don't go down that rabbit hole. Don't spiral like that. Don't tell yourself why it might not work out or what's the logic behind it. Those things are irrelevant. They're going to hold you back. If we always think logically and that we can't change what's happening, this is just our reality, then there's no point in manifesting anything. Manifestation wouldn't work, right? So that mindset is only going to hold you back. But once you let go of that barrier has been knocked down. You're realizing that's not reality. I'm not going to feed into the doubt, the negativity. I know that that's the old mindset and I can shift it around, because beyond that barrier is your manifestation, is your end result. Your SP is waiting for you behind that barrier. So try not to let that hold you back. And if it does, again, mental diet, keep persisting. Because trying to analyze your circumstances or worry about the level of movement you've experienced and why certain things are happening, you're just reaffirming to your mind the old story. So remember that in order for your specific person to conform, they are going to reflect back to you. They're a mirror reflection of what you think and assume about them. What do you predominantly think about them? Is it positive? Is it doubtful? Is it neutral? Is it like, oh, there's always going to be slow movement. They're going to take ages to conform because this feels impossible. If you're thinking things like that, then that's what they're going to reflect back. It is going to be slightly delayed. So whatever you repetitively think and assume and tell yourself about them and your relationship and dating, or, you know, whatever the context of your relationship is, they will have to reflect that back. So ask yourself, are you wavering? Are you persisting? What's the quality of your thoughts? Is it really positive, or are you feeding into the circumstances? Are you constantly looking around you into the physical reality, or are you going back into your mindset and knowing that you're the one in control? You have the power. You just decide with the quality of your thoughts. So if you say, I've been persisting, I know it's happening, I know it's coming together, I feel balanced, I feel good, I'm not wavering anymore, I've got my mindset on track, that is when your manifestation is probably around the corner, about to fully come in. You just have to have faith and patience, which is the hard part of this. Saying affirmations is easy. Flipping a thought can be easy when you remember to do it, but doing it for a consistent period of time, that's the hard part, despite not seeing it right in front of you. Remember that you don't have to feel it or believe what you're saying. Just ask yourself, am I wavering or am I consistent with my new story, with the story of what exactly I want in my relationship with this person? Because you need to consciously and repetitively tell yourself positive things about your specific person. That's ultimately what it comes down to. So just ask yourself, am I wavering or am I staying consistent in that? And that's going to really answer why you're seeing hot and cold with your specific person. So I think this has been one of the best videos to really clarify this. I think this is going to help you guys a lot if you are questioning this topic. If you did enjoy and you got to the end of this video, thank you very much. And do thumbs up, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and of course, stay tuned for membership updates. I'm very, very excited about that. Something new and different that I've been thinking about. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye.